Hello, everyone. Welcome to Meta One Design headquarters at the Meta Drive Plaza here on Decentraland. My name is Sinful, and I am your host for Beyond the NFT. Once again, I am so fortunate and honored to have you all attend tonight's event. This really is special to me, and I get to, experience this every week. So I have to thank everyone that is here tonight. Big shout out to Bucktown MMA. I think we have a new user, Leantris, up there. Welcome, Leantris. Hugh Powell, good to see you, my friend. JKing, what up? Steve Sai, what up? Official Cube Man, Fluffy Pony. We got Shelly Van in the building. We even have Risk in the house as well. Welcome, Risk. Chloe, Rishi Girl, and Flair are really into this video game here we got going here. They really like Pong. What up, Mosquita? Our, our, our homie Ozzy is in the building as well. And let's see if there's anyone up in the air right now. I know I can suspect Derek to be in the air. And I was correct. We found Derek. Welcome, Derek. So good to see you all tonight. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Before we get started, a word from our sponsor, Bucktown MMA. What is Bucktown MMA, you may ask? Oh, man, Here. Let me show you what Bucktown MMA is. But Bucktown MMA, Bucktown is a mixed martial arts program that is focused on empowering the youth all around the world through hard work, discipline, and mentorship. Head over to bucktown.org/shop to pick up some merch today. All proceedings go back to the program. So, your purchase of some merch, whether if it's a hoodie or some shorts or whatever, all go back to the program. It could serve as an entry ticket for one of the students to participate in a tournament, or even some shoes so that they can get active. They can get on the mat and get going. Big shout out to Bucktown. We love you. Yeah, good to see you, Jay. Jay, I see you in the building. Beast fam. Oh, always love your presence, dude. And now it is a great pleasure to introduce 3D modeler, tattoo artist, and all around amazing human being. Let's give a warm Decentraland welcome to our good friend SRJH. How are you, Josh?
I'm good, Sinful. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. It actually means a lot, man.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here. First show of being a part of in Meta One Design. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Right before the show, we were just chatting about how it's probably been a little over a year since the last time you've been on Beyond the NFT. So
Yeah,
a lot
glad to be back.
a lot has happened. I feel like since the last time you were here, and I'm happy that we got this going because yeah, I've been bugging you for a couple months now. Like, Josh, you want to come on Beyond the NFT?
Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it, man. When it comes to 3D modeling, like Decentraland and Beyond the NFT, like it's the roots. So I'm happy to be here. Cool to see Bucktown as a sponsor. When I was a kid wrestling, I had somebody buy me a pair of wrestling shoes, and it was like the coolest thing ever. So if that's an opportunity that can be provided, I definitely highly recommend anyone listening, if you want to help, go do that.
Dude, for real, man. Like personally, growing up, like my family didn't have too much themselves either. So like when I started wrestling, like I didn't have wrestling shoes or headgear, and it took a good friend to kind of like get me that hand me down those shoes and the headgear so I can get on the mat. So
Yeah,
and
it's
like.
inspiring.
Mhm.
It's inspiring when somebody else reaches out to like let you know they care about what you're trying to do as much as you care about what you're trying to do. So especially for like a young kid trying to venture into the sport of wrestling or jujitsu or any of that type of stuff. It's good to have support. So
Yeah, big time, big time. And I mean, what a sport like wrestling does to a young individual. It teaches discipline, consistency. I mean, there's so many things. Honesty, even honesty, because like through all those classes, like your coaches mentor you and they want to be a part of your life. So yeah, big shout out to Bucktown. Love what you're doing.
cheers to that.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers to that. All right. So since it's been so long since you've been here on Beyond the NFT, I guess it would be good if I just pass the mic over to you real quick and allow you to give yourself that proper introduction and tell everyone what you do and who you are.
Yeah, totally. My name's Josh. I go by SRJH. I started doing that when I got into Decentraland. And it was funny. Shelly was making some comments in the chat about how she says SRJH. And a lot of people do say Sir JH. And never intended to be Sir. Like, I'm not a knight or anything like that, you know? The SR is kind of just like a little tribute to my appreciation for trade throughout history. So SR stands for Silk Road. That's just always kind of been a fascination, and Decentraland kind of to me represents that concept where it's outside the bounds of like this the usual system that the world is used to seeing. You know what I mean? And we're able to like communicate and do cool shit in here. So just a little appreciation to that altogether, that idea altogether. But I don't know if that made any sense. But you guys can call me whatever you want, Sir, SR. AJ calls me JH. So I mean, call me whatever you want, as long as I know you're talking to me.
I've been calling you Josh for the longest time. It even slipped in my intro. How are you, Josh? I'm like, oh crap, I just doxed.
I know it's all good. It's all good. Like I'm like fairly doxxed basically everywhere for the most part. So it doesn't using my first name. I've come to terms with it. Being okay with it.
Were you SRJH previously before joining Decentraland, or did that kind of come to be like once you found Decentraland and were ready to mint your name?
Yeah, I think it was like the first time I ever used it was when I logged into Decentraland, I believe. And I didn't have a name yet. It's my name still had like the numbers and stuff, you know what I mean? But it was still SRJH. That's just the name that I started with, and I've stuck with it. My Twitter account eventually like turned into SRJH. You know, anything web facing has basically become SRJH. So.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we could get into a little bit like how you found Decentraland. When did you find Decentraland? And what were like kind of like your initial thoughts on the platform?
When I first found Decentraland, I thought it was great. It was just this like very new concept to me. Like the whole decade prior to finding Decentraland, prior to diving more into crypto and blockchain technologies and the applications that were being attempted or whatever. 10 years prior to that, I spent in the tattoo shop. So a lot of the, I guess, the art tools that I was using were just different. Everything was very different. Most everything I've still used, you know what I mean? I've just, since Decentraland kind of integrated a lot of the 3D modeling stuff into my daily workflow of creating art. But yeah, dude, I thought Decentraland was great. I thought it was so cool that I'm walking through this virtual world and there's all these parcels, and most all of them that have any development on them, people made them. Groups of people or individuals designed them and put forth the time to figure out how to like represent their brand or their establishing a digital identity of some sort and using the tools to do it. I just thought was pretty cool. So yeah.
Dude, I mean
Yeah,
like for real, like everything you just mentioned about the Decentraland, like I like I align with it because those were kind of like the things that amazed me about the platform itself. It's a whole new environment, a whole new place in a virtual, like a 3D setting. Um, like prior to that, like I can't really like think of like any other platforms that really like went for that mission, like own and build by its user
yeah,
base. Um,
yeah. The ownership part also definitely, that's a good point. The ownership part is what hooked me the most, and caught my fascination, I think, as well as like the creative art side. But yeah, the ownership, because I mean, there's game worlds or whatever that you could build in. It's not like a new concept, right? But the ownership part, seeing movement in that direction, I thought was really cool.
yeah, like at least personally, like before Decentraland, I did not see a platform where like Decentraland focused on building its own structures and stuff like that, but like only within what it owns, and then like the rest of the world is like up to the individuals that have purchased that land to see what they do with it. Like
Yeah.
like in a way, like I do see like the downfalls of it, but I also like understand like the vision because and,
Hmm.
it's something very, very unique to this platform. There are platforms like Second Life where you can build stuff, but it's like I feel like those platforms are like so integrated into Web 2 that like whatever you built in that, it becomes property of the platform.
Yeah, I'm honestly not too familiar with Second Life. I think Second Life was before my time of getting into a lot of like web related design and whatnot. But definitely have heard about Second Life through
Hmm.
friends, Argent, and a few others, who were super into Second Life at one point. I think Argent said that he was in a Second Life. I can't remember, but
Uh, man, I think about like my personal experience with Second Life, like myself, and uh, I mean, like I'll start off like I'll share my experience here. I'll start off by saying that I was being a little shit. So like I did not get offended or anything like that in any way, shape, or form when this happened, but it's weird to see that it does happen. For example, okay, so I back in like 2019, me and my friend like were like, yeah, let's try Second Life. Like, I hear you can make money on Second Life, so we like decided to like log in, and we were like, we made our avatars like super busty girls and made them
of course.
naked, like made them naked, and we'd be running around like different parties or like, hey, uh, we want money. Can you give us money? And then a virtual predator lured us into his private room. He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you money. Just come over here." We logged into his room and we're like, "Oh, okay, it's a room." And like I sat my avatar down on one of their chairs, like it was like a love chair looking thing. And then I guess like in Second Life, if you own the room, you could override commands. So like his avatar got onto the chair with my avatar and started touching it, and like
What?
yeah, and I was like, what's happening, what's going on, holy shit, what is this? And then I was like trying to like stand up and like get out of the room or whatever the hell, and it wasn't letting me.
No, dude, that's crazy.
it was
That's so funny.
it was
That is
locked.
wild.
It was,
But
but I asked for it, I guess we can say.
I guess so. I
Oh shit.
maybe I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Um,
Decentraland's my first virtual world in terms of metaverse or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I actually had a client who not too recently, but a couple months back, and he wanted me to make some like not safe for work type avatar for him, and he was like super about it. I haven't talked to him. I gave him my Discord and was like, I was like, you can hit me up, man. We could talk more about it. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Like, I've never like my modeling. I don't know if it's what you're looking for. You know, you'd have to like see. But yeah, dude, I don't know. People are into all kinds of shit. So
People are into all
who
kinds
knows?
of shit. So yeah, anyone in Second Life, watch out. If you're gonna be a little shit like I was, watch out. And I don't recommend it. I just saw that Yolantis just walked by the screen. Hello, Yolantis. So nice to see you tonight. Multi
Welcome, Yolantis.
Multi NFT is in the house as well. So good to see you. And Stony Eye popped in. Yo yo, what a guan. Okay. So I feel like when it comes to Decentraland, like at least what you are to me is like one of those OG friends. Like I believe our friendship goes back like about 2 years now, and I was only on Decentraland for about like a month or maybe even two before that one faithful day that I was hanging out in the Penguin Fight Club voice chat, and you just popped in randomly. Like you're like, "What's up, dude?" um,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I remember all that, man. I remember it all. I feel like you did get into Decentraland a couple months before me because I got into Decentraland after the that one music festival that I forget. I don't even know what year that was,
It was
but the one where you
2021 Music Fest when
yeah,
deadmau played.
yep, that one. So like I knew you were in at that time because you had the helmet and everything, but I think I may have got in a month or two after that. I think that was in like what, September or something
Mm,
of
I
that,
think
August or September.
the Music Fest was in October, end of October.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
perhaps
So
maybe by like December we
yep,
met.
that sounds about right.
And
Yep.
like and even like that, and I do believe that was like our first conversation. And even then I remember that you were saying like, bro, this is dope. I'm trying to learn Blender. Like
Yeah.
that and so then like, from everyone that would pop into that chat, like we would be asking questions, um, you connected with individuals that I believe answered some of your questions like early on into getting into Blender, and you designed your first wearable around that time as well, which were the mid-rose shoes.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Could you tell us a little bit about your mid-row shoes? What kind of inspired them?
Yeah. Yeah, before I do that, I'll definitely touch on what you said about getting to meet people and get answers to questions and stuff like that. In regards to modeling and using Blender, that's 100% so true. And like, I'm very thankful to a lot of Decentraland community members or community members of various like NFT projects. Probably the greatest takeaway from most NFT collections that I've ever bought into is being able to chop it up with people who are into, similar, like using similar tools, creating art and stuff. So definitely grateful for that. But yeah, the mid-row shoe, my first wearable. I think this was at a time like I got so like I went so headfirst into trying to make like do Blender stuff, and like I didn't really have like Mana Liquid and whatnot to like publish. And you interviewed what, Al Backwards a week ago? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Last
Last
week, right?
week. Yep, Out Backwards is here.
Yeah. Yep. Al Backwards, dude. Al Backwards loaned me some Mana to publish my first wearable. Just like pay me back, and I was like, sick, dude. So, I did and got my first wearable published and sold some and was able to pay him back for what he gave me. And now, you know what I mean? I'll never have a first wearable on Decentraland again. They didn't used to look exactly like this. They were a little different. Some time went by, and I ended up deciding to like remodel them and
Mm-hmm.
resubmit them to the curation committee to like have a little updated version of them. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
So like when it comes to design, what could you tell us about the roses that you have on the side of the? Uh,
yeah, they're just like a textile pattern. It's like traditional tattoo style kind of rose. You know what I mean? I drew it for this design, the shoe specifically, and like since then I've kind of used it, the textile pattern, like sporadically throughout, you know, other builds and including it in different featuring that textile, I suppose, in like different pieces of art. Just to, I like the idea of like unity in art. So like seeing a pattern in one place and another place to me accomplishes that. And so I've like reused them a bit. I've actually also should soon make the order, but a while back I commissioned Yolantis, who is here with us, I believe, still. I saw Yolantis somewhere, but oh, there's Yolantis on the elevator thing. But Yolantis actually made it into a real textile pattern by like mathematically mapping it out so that it could be printed on rolls of fabric and I believe vectorizing it at the same time. I don't, I've never really done a lot of like vector art. I did a little bit in college after high school, but I haven't really played with like vector files in a long time. So having somebody else help me with that was definitely greatly appreciated. Um, but yeah, so Yolantis made this textile pattern like a real thing, and pretty soon I'd like to probably order some and actually use them.
nice, nice. Yeah, man. That's so dope. How like friends here, like people that you meet here in the space, like in a way have taught you and kind of like pushed even like like concepts that began like through Decentraland only, and you know it, this individual Yolantis is helping you kind of even push it into the physical world.
Yeah, yeah, and that's like the part that hooked me about that was you know, there's all these cool examples of like digital like collections that were coming out and people were making cool wearables that were based off of something that already existed in the real world or they were doing the opposite, you know what I mean? Like making something based off of a wearable, a digital fashion. And so yeah, that's like my first steps into bringing that pattern into the physical world was working with Yolantis to do that. I sew a little bit. I'm probably not going to be out here making shoes or anything, but I could sew a little bit. So I'll probably end up making something cool with it. Maybe some like random like one-off pieces or something like that. Who knows? But
Dude,
we'll
us.
see.
Yeah, only the future will tell. You know, like
Yeah,
we're in an exciting time in the space. Like you never know when just the right person comes into Web3 into Decentraland and starts investing, starts putting money into the space, and thus if that money goes to the right place, um, that money is going to get reinvested into more work for that creator. The beauty,
yeah, maybe so.
the
Maybe
beauty of
so.
Web
I feel like
three.
yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. It really does like provide a space to connect with others who, you know, because you're not going to find your way into Decentraland unless you're actually like interested in like what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like? How do I get there? Like, a lot of people just, you know, gets thrown by the wayside or goes over their head entirely. The potential here, but uh, no, it's really cool. It's really cool, and not even just Decentraland. You know what I mean? Like, just the way that the web is developing in ways that kind of presents these cool ways to interact with one another. Virtual world is definitely up there for me.
Mm.
Pretty cool.
Let's see. In the Twitch chat, I see Specimen 13 has made his arrival, and he says,
Let's
I
go.
know 13 calls you Sir Jh. So Sir Jh shoes are the best shoes. That's what he says. Um,
Thanks, 13.
make
Thank you.
a make a NFT is also in the Twitch chat, and I see him on Decentraland as well. He says, "I love G, love those kicks." Um,
Let's go.
yeah, welcome, my friends. And yeah, anyone on Decentraland, we are also streaming to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Uh, Make sure to head on over to any of these platforms, drop a follow, drop a subscription, and that, and yeah, enjoy this content further on. Okay, so you brought this design to Decentraland with these shoes, and in reality, like for me, like they remind me of like something that you can get tattooed on yourself. Um, and
Definitely.
you mentioned earlier that you have been a tattoo artist for about like 10 plus years so far. Um,
Yep. Yep.
how has your work, kind of like your art style in tattoos, like how has that translated into the digital world for you?
Let's see. Well, you know, tattoos is like is one medium, right? That the imagery can be like delivered with, I feel like, and tattooing to me is the cream, dude. Tattooing tattooing is so cool to me. It has been for so long, and I can't see that changing. But yeah, no, like the type of stuff that I enjoy tattooing as tattoos for people to enjoy, I feel like, I really wanted to bring that into the virtual digital realm as well. So having Decentraland wearable is like a way to kind of hook your avatar up with something that is representative of tattoos. Was definitely a very quick, easy connection to make. You know what I mean? So I've definitely made a handful of tattoo related wearables, and it's probably one of the biggest ways, I guess, the tattoo art has like influenced the digital stuff. But even still, you know what I mean? They're my drawings, they're my digital paintings, whether they end up being a tattoo or an NFT. It's like like a digital fashion piece, or you know, whatever.
Hmm.
I try to maintain, my how I like to draw, how I like to paint. You know what I mean? How I like to design.
Hmm.
It's very easy. It's very easy to get, influence from like so many different places, which kind of happens naturally. You know what I mean? Spend your time and with artists that are making cool shit, you're probably gonna end up being an artist that makes cool shit too. So, uh, I don't know. I like to share tattooing, and the more places I could do that, the more I'll definitely try to figure it out. I feel like there's definitely some techniques for making Decentraland wearables that I've yet to discover. But the current model for Decentraland tattoos that I've been using is basically like you could see in the stream on the item page that you're on.
Hmm.
Uh, you could see it's like a transparent, basically like a duplication of like the arm, right?
Hmm.
So like it's transparent, has the images, and then it's like scaled like ever so slightly so that it can just kind of rest over the top of everything. And it's weight painted the same as the arm, so like it bends with the arm, moves with the arm, all that type of stuff. The problem with this design um, concept is that not everybody's upper body wearable is going to be exactly the same. The arm sizes aren't the same dimensions. They're not the same geometry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there might be an upper body that like this particular tattoo doesn't fit well with, and it's like I could change that so that it fits with your wearable. But then there's 9 other people that also have this wearable that now it probably doesn't fit with their wearable that they like to wear it with. So that's been my only gripe with like my Decentraland wearable tattoo like process. So I know there's ways. There's got to be a better way. I
Hmm.
just haven't discovered it yet. But I tried to do it to where it's actually on the skin mat, and that looks cool. But you seem to get more blocky like geometry in the that you could see more visibly in the images. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but
Hmm. Yeah, it does.
like where with this way it floats over the skin. Even though it's the same geometry, because it's transparent, I don't know, visually it just looks different. But on the if it's actually on the skin mat, you can see like the shadows in the design like more clearly, and I don't know,
Yeah.
visibly, visually that I don't know, I just didn't like it as much. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep playing with it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Keep over time. Like in my opinion, there's not really a huge rush. Like I kind of do all this stuff just for fun and out of love for experimenting and exploring like different tools and means for making art. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll evolve over time as long as I'm still here, breathing and doing the damn thing. You know what I mean?
Doing the damn thing. Yep. Yeah, and I'm even seeing like in this design specifically, you have I'm gonna call it a little Easter egg because like these butterflies, they are the same butterflies that. Are you wearing the wearable? Because my avatar reverted to Nike.
I am not.
Oh,
No. Yeah, they are. They are the same butterflies. Exactly.
yeah, oh, maybe
Exactly.
here I can go over.
Those are. If I don't know if you're in. I think you're into anime, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure you are. But I got those butterflies were inspired off of Bleach, the hell butterflies.
Okay.
I've always thought those were so cool. So can't really let's see.
Yeah, here, I'll share my screen here on Discord. That way you can kind of get the visuals in real time.
Oh yeah, perfect. Thank you.
All right, just making some OBS adjustments
Yeah,
here. There we go. Perfect.
they're a little different. They're not exactly the same. But that's the inspiration for that particular butterfly was the the hell butterflies from Bleach. But
That's cool.
this is a legendary, right? And I think what I did, if I remember correctly, is I just airdropped them to all the mentors, the original mentors of that tattoo specifically in the same collection. But
Not.
yeah, it kind of goes back to the whole like appreciation for unity in art. You know what I mean? Those butterflies matching the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
If I if I do other tattoos, I'll probably end up doing the same thing where it's like there's like matching other wearables that are like matching in a sense. They could be like one together or separately, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So here I am on OpenSea. I'm pulling up your collaboration with CK Bubbles and your collaboration with CK Bubbles and Meta Tokyo.
Yeah,
The nails slash leg tattoo. Um, well, I have to give some flowers to CK before we get started here.
definitely.
Like a big shout out to CK. I know CK is out there in San Francisco right now, I believe, for DragCon. She doing big things for her nail art, and she has a booth at DragCon, so make sure to shoot them a message, saying saying that you believe in them, or um, inspiring them to keep pushing forward. And
Yeah,
so with the I know that this collaboration was kind of something that went far, but like a little beyond the just the wearable. It was for Metaverse Fashion Week, correct? Yeah, Metaverse Fashion Week. Um,
yep,
do you know if the
yeah.
build is still up?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, as you know, and for those of you who may not, I'm pretty sure everybody here probably knows, but CK is a nail artist and does cool like nail sculptures and whatnot. And so CK presented me with this idea to do this for Fashion Week, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's make some nails and tattoos and make a cool wearable. So we did, and then yeah, CK ended up making a physical set to like match this one and sent it out to the lucky holder. There's we minted it as uh like a like what is the rarity for the 10 of 10 one?
Is it mythic? I believe.
Mythic, yeah. We minted it as a mythic, but CK got one, I got one, and then we did an auction to get rid of the third one, and then also the third person got the physical set out of it as well, and that was Saren. Saren, I believe, is the holder, is still the holder
Mm-hmm.
of that one. So I believe Saren got the nail set, if I
Yes.
remember correctly, which
Uh,
is pretty cool.
Yeah, Sarah and yeah, I believe like even like recently I've seen her wear this wearable. She loves this wearable so much. And I mean,
That's tight.
what is there not to love? Like the design is amazing. Let's see. What type of fish are these? Koi?
Yeah, koi, I suppose. That's like the the traditional the reference that I would use
Mm-hmm.
for drawing and painting. That's definitely koi fish.
You have
Yeah.
some koi, you have some flowers. They look like blossoms, which also match the build that you had helped with.
Yeah, the build was fun. Yeah, the build was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for Madamus. Madamus came through and saved our lives. It was really cool. But yeah, no, the build was fun. We did like a cool, like a big old cherry tree, and it was like I I, at one point we ended up updating it for, was it Beauty Week? After that, we ended up doing a partial like update, and we like changed the season, so we made it like raining, and
Yes.
like the tree was like starting to, it was looking like it was like budding. It was pretty cool.
Mhm.
It was fun.
I remember pulling up to the build, and I was like very excited to see the build at the time because I remember like a little before it when you were putting it all together, trying to build it, the part that you were struggling in and you just couldn't get it. It was the animations for the raindrops to come down.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to figure out the whole particle system thing was definitely a challenge.
Mhm. Okay, so
Definitely a
raindrops are
challenge.
considered particles in, or like kind of like
Well,
that's like the language.
yeah. To for it, like the particle system is just like, there's probably other ways to do it. We're like animating like geometry and stuff. I'm really not sure, but the particle system is the way that I tried to do it. And the way that I was trying, I'm sure there's like more than 10 ways to do it or whatever, but the way that I was trying to do it, I tried a couple different ways, but I was trying to do it all in Blender, and then there was like this step where you had to use Python script to like make all the instances like real and turn them into actual geometry that could be like exported, and each one of them was like keyed as like it's made into like real instances, and like I don't know, it was a huge thing, but it turned out that none of it was necessary. Madamus just did some magic typing on his computer, and he made it work. So
He just made some magic. Like, have you ever seen the cat video that's like, does your cat bite? No, but he'll put a spell on you. Man, big shout
yeah,
out to Madamus. I have lots
yeah,
of love and respect for Madamus. Hoping
definitely.
him and Seed are doing good.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Let's see. I saw Foxcoin kind of walk by here just a moment ago. Welcome, Foxcoin. Very happy to have you here. The Anku, I see you and your Mew Mews. Very happy to see you on the rise in the building. Man, so uh, I don't know. I gotta start like when I look at this view that I currently have on screen. I'm just like, I get starstruck or like just like want to just stare.
We've got some cool names in the building, definitely.
Hmm.
You guys are all awesome. Like so many people that are here. It's like I've you know I've known because of Decentraland. I know their names because of Decentraland. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see like some of you still here, still supporting people who are doing cool shit, and even the new names, some of the names that I don't know. I'm glad you're here.
Let's see. I'm trying to look for your collaboration with 13, Mr. Specimen. Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, it's probably on my other wallet.
Let's see on Decentraland. Actually,
Yeah, because I at some point I just had so many wearables in like one wallet that I was just kind of like I need to organize, and at some point I ended up just making another wallet and moving a bunch of stuff over to it.
here actually, it'd be easier if I go to my assets, accessories, and mask. He looks. Oh yeah, I have about five butterfly
Let's do
auras.
some let's do some giveaways.
I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So on the screen, I have the. I am the owner of Radix Mask number 3, and
Nice.
this was a collaboration that you had with 13. What could you tell me about kind of? I know that the mask design was 13's design, and the
Yeah.
tattoo was the tattoo your design with your like creative rights over the tattoo, or did he uh, contribute to the design as well?
Well, 13 had this like cool mask already, like an actual in real life mask that he really liked and he wanted to use as reference. So we basically just used it as reference and kind of built on that part of the concept um, with that in mind. And then with the tattoo, we just kind of chopped it up, talked about. We basically had the same type of conversation that like I would have with somebody who was like looking to actually get tattooed. The tattoo shop. It's like,
What do
you
you
know,
want? What do you like?
yeah, he gave me a concept that for his like brand identity and stuff that he's was wanting to establish at the time, and I just like spit some ideas at him, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"What do you think of this?" The lotus flower and the representation of trial through the mud and rising above and growing through it, and in the above, kind of hard to see, but there's kind of like this flame pattern that's like shaped
Okay.
almost like a phoenix. So like the
Okay.
phoenix was like another image that was kind of representative of that whole rebirth and whatnot type of idea that he was trying to incorporate. And so we just went with that, and I drew it up, did a little digital painting, and we
Mm-hmm.
made the tattoo. The cool thing about this collaboration the collaboration of this like concept for this wearable is that 13 at the time was wanting to learn Blender. And so like part of the reason why, me and him did this in the first place was because we were spending so much time in Discord together, like talking about Blender and like trying to like, figure some things out. And yeah, we kind of designed it side by side for the most part. And then I sent him my files and he did his thing, uploaded it and submitted it and handled business. It was fun.
Nice. What I like this tattoo is like because for let's say for like the consumer, um, it could be like until you explained it, I was getting like a totally different visual of it as well. Like I was like what I was seeing was like, we have the flowers and the like what was coming up, like the flames that you described, what was coming up, I see it as kind of like the scent, its scent or its aura, the aura coming out of the flower.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely drew it in that way to where it's like kind of seeping, like it looks like it's seeping up from like the center of like the flowers.
Mm,
That's you definitely you're on point about that.
I'm on the money. So
On the money.
I see in Twitch chat, Rishi Girl is saying that she's trying to purchase a butterfly sparkles aura, but it seems like the Decentraland is acting up.
Would you look at that? Well, I appreciate the thought, Rishi girl. You know what I mean? We might do, from what I'm gathering, a little giveaway. So hold on tight. Maybe you'll get one for free.
Yeah, here. I'll even start trying to set up the giveaway. Like, here, giveaways.
When was the last time you used this thing?
It's been a while. Okay, well, okay, so this one actually, hmm. Okay, if I use Twitter Picker, I would have to manually add the names,
Oh yeah,
which is okay. But if I use this Nightbot, anyone that types into the Twitch chat will be eligible for the giveaway. It'll just get pick up your name. So
let's do it.
let's do it. So yeah,
Jumping.
that's what I was gonna ask
Oh,
if you would like for, if you would like for me to like do the manual way or just run it through through Twitch.
let's just do Twitch.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's if anybody is interested, just like open up a tab, open up Sinful's Twitch tab, jump in there, say what's up real quick, and then like be like eligible if you want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm setting it so, like that the chat just needs to see a text from you every 15 minutes. And like right now, we have Rishi Girl and Toxic Waifu eligible for the
Nice.
giveaway. So yeah, anyone that would like to join in tonight's giveaway, join the Twitch channel, open up a tab, say hello, and check back every 15 minutes if we haven't enrolled yet. And I will make sure to get you guys in. Yeah, I'll make sure to open up this screen and give you some time. Uh,
Sweet.
all right, we got the giveaway starting up. Um, what was I going? Okay, I wanted to kind of segue into your art, your tattoo art, because here. Oh, this is not your account. This is your account. Okay, so
Yeah.
as 10 plus years ago, as a young Josh, um, how does one become a tattoo artist? Like, could you share your journey into like kind of becoming the artist that you are today? Like, when you were in school or when you were young, were you like really into art? Uh, or like did it just happen spontaneously?
I would definitely say for as far back as I can remember, yeah, I've always been drawing on something or, you know, trying to do something with some crayons to whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think I took an art class in like junior high and it was like very I don't even know how to describe it. I remember it being very it was interesting learning about technical terms that you find in art, whether that has to do with like color theory or design and stuff. But like I didn't really at the time like grasp really what I was learning. I feel like it wasn't until like I started getting more into like high school and I was taking like graphic design classes and like I feel like my mind was starting to open up more to like design and like what the terms I was learning before actually meant. And beginning to apply it more with like that knowledge like in the front of my mind, I guess. But
Oh,
shortly after that, I started doing. I think I talked to you before about this, but I started painting graffiti. I started having a little bit of a fascination with like spray cans, and so like doing that type of stuff kind of pushed me more. I learned to be more like almost not. I feel like competitive is the wrong word, but I was more hungry. I
hmm.
was becoming more hungry to like put the things I was creating in front of other people to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, which is a really cool experience. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like realize that that's what was happening at the time, but like years go by, you look back and I'm like, damn, that's really cool. But I feel like even through like the painting with spray cans and stuff, like I always had like fascination with tattoos. Like I don't have like a lot of very close family members that are tattooed or that are into that tattoo culture or whatever. But I remember growing up, I had like these random like people that were like kind of in my life. Like this, I had this neighbor that lived down the street from me, and he was this like old dude, and he like had a full like bodysuit, full back piece, and he was like always outside working on his like Harley Davidson and
Nice.
like just chilling. And I was like, oh, he's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Like tattooed, that dude is like fully tattooed. I think that's like some of my earlier like I guess earlier influence
Mm-hmm.
in terms of what's cool to me when
Yeah.
it came to tattoos was that dude and a couple other people, you know what I mean? But yeah, I had a couple friends in high school who were trying to learn how to tattoo, but we were young. We were like freshmen and sophomores, and you know what I mean? Like they didn't know what they were doing. They were doing what they were doing because of their own influences, you know what I mean, of course. But like
Were,
I never really and go ahead.
were they giving out prison tats?
They were giving out prison tats, yeah, for sure. But minus the
Minus the
prison part
prison.
is, at home tattooing your friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't really do that at that age. Like I didn't get tattooed by my friends at that age. I didn't tattoo my friends at that age. But like when I got a little bit older and I was like, all right, I need to get a job, and I was like working at Olive Garden, and we would have our like weekend like parties with like friends from work and stuff. And I actually did like start tattooing some of them around that time, and that was like some of my more first experiences with uh, trying to use a tattoo machine. And I did that for a little bit, and I kind of just got to this place where I was like, I don't feel like I'm learning shit. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm doing this right. Like I don't have anybody around me that's going to tell me how I could do this better. So
Mm-hmm.
I stopped doing all that, and I kind of just started like hanging out at the actual tattoo shop more and like getting more tattoos myself, and like just like putting myself around
Yeah.
people who were doing that type of stuff more. And yeah, eventually you know, one thing led to another. I ended up getting offered a job as like a shop help. Um, I wasn't an apprentice or anything like that. It was like my responsibilities were to like show up and make sure the shop was clean and the phones were answered, and basically everything about, managing the business of that shop outside of anything that had to do with being certified with like a certificate in a bloodborne pathogens training or any kind of like local health department type licensing, anything like that. So up
Mm-hmm.
until I started, I think I did that for probably like 6 or 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dude that offered me a job was like, yo, I know you want a tattoo. If you want to be my apprentice, I'll teach you how to tattoo. And I was like, all right, sick. That's so cool. And it was like like a really cool opportunity, to me at the time. And like I'm like grateful I took it. But yeah, that dude taught me a lot, man. A lot about tattooing. And
Mm-hmm. Nice.
then I think I was his apprentice for about 2.5 years, 3 years. And then I started tattooing full time and just kind of kept tattooing full time for a while.
Yeah, for a while, till here, till now.
Yeah,
Let's see. Toxic Waifu says that she loves the neo-traditional pieces that you have done.
thank you.
Um, so I kind of like wanted to ask you, kind of like for you personally, when you were kind of making that transition from traditional art on pen and paper or on wall to skin, what was the like what part of that process did you struggle most with at the time?
The nerves of doing it like just
The nerves.
so like honestly is the nerves. I feel like at the time, like when I first started tattooing, I was like, all right, I'm like the apprentice. I'm like trying to get these like friends in here to get tattooed basically for free so that I can actually just spend time tattooing, and luckily I had like some cool people around that were like down to get some cheap tattoos, and let me kind of do some learning. But yeah, dude, I was nervous because you go from tattooing a friend at a house, with no accountability in a sense, to now I'm in the shop and I'm surrounded by these like 5, 6 dudes that have been tattooing for a decade or more, and they're like watching me and they're talking their shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I just gotta get through this tattoo and try not to be too nervous. My mentor actually at one point was like, we need to take a shot, dude, so you're not so nervous. I was like, damn,
Damn, you're
it's
really
like
gonna let me
that,
do that?
huh?
That man, yeah, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine, like, yeah, from tattooing your friends, where it's like, you know, yeah, not as stress heavy environment. Like, what happens happens to working
Yeah,
in a professional setting. Yeah, I can only imagine, and I mean, it's like it is kind of like the same with like you know, with any field that you may walk in come into, like, you know,
absolutely.
if you're the
Yeah.
new kid on the block, it's you get nervous a little bit, especially like, or are there like tattoo schools that people can go to? Do you know?
Yeah, there are like some states actually, like I don't know all of them, but I know like the state of Oregon in particular, I think actually requires you to do a tattoo school before you can like actually be licensed to tattoo as a resident of Oregon.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure the exact process. But I think there may be some kind of way to get grandfathered in if you spend enough time with like somebody who's like already a tattooer,
Under
been a
apprenticeship.
tattooer. Yeah, at least that's how it was when they first started like implementing this whole school thing up there. But yeah, it varies state to state. You know what I mean? Like it's different here in California than it is in Oregon. It's different in Oregon than it is in Florida. I think we were
Hmm.
talking about Florida tattooing. Like Florida cracks down apparently. Like the bloodborne pathogens
Okay.
certificate that I have
Hmm.
is an international certificate, but I can't
Except,
use it. It doesn't except in Florida and in Orange County for whatever reason, just
and
because they enforce differently.
like that's weird that, like, because Orange County, California, correct?
Yeah,
It's crazy how like the rest of California you're good, and then it's like just this county here
yeah,
you cannot
yeah.
tattoo. uh,
Yeah, well, they have another one, like another class you have to take that's specific for like those areas. You could still get certified. It's just that my current bloodborne pathogens certificate doesn't cover those areas. I could spend the extra whatever, you know what I mean?
hmm.
It's not that much. It's like 30, $40 to get certified.
Hmm. And you
And
already
like
know
it,
everything.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious because if I was to take the one that does cover Florida, like how different it would be.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm
Probably
not
not
sure.
too different. So if you were to take the one that would certify you for Orange County, does that also transfer to Florida, or would you
Yeah, I
have
get
to
I
take? Go ahead.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's just one other course I could take that would cover both, or if they're separated on another level.
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
Because
But
I mean, I know that through like just hanging out on CBD, you have kind of talked about like the idea of like perhaps trying to do a cross country trip, and like, you know, maybe hitting some cities where some friends could be that may want to get tattooed.
yep, yeah, I would love to do that. I would actually I think that'd be great. I would like to be able to travel and tattoo a little more. Um, for whatever reason, like more recently, the idea of like a road trip has definitely sounded more and more appealing to me. I feel like I've been sitting still for a while, which is great. Gotten a lot done, been enjoying the time and everything. But yeah, I don't know. You know, sometimes you just get that hankering to go and explore, be a
Exactly.
little bit adventurous. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would like to do that soon. And you know, anybody who might be interested in getting tattooed, depending on where everyone is, like I would definitely be open to trying to plan my travel route according, you know what I mean, in the best way that I can. So
You know how in Web3 we have that term digital nomad?
yeah,
You would be a tattooing digital nomad. Like, uh, I feel like that's something that can definitely be explored in the space that we operate in here in Web3. Like, you can make connections from all around the world, and all around this country in the US. So like, in a way, like, being that digital nomad is possible if you meet enough people that like want to get tattooed by you because they know the type of human that you are, and they support you. So like, as that crowd grows, probably your traveling tattoo it, ideas may come to life.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I definitely think it's possible. It would be it would be cool to travel and tattoo more, and that especially with like uh, the concepts of like tokenizing content and like having NFTs and somebody who wants to support in those ways. Like I would love to be able to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this thing, whatever this tour is, and tattoo some people and maybe offer some perks. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, you got these tattoo wearables, or you got this NFT. Like, if you're a holder, like, let's apply a discount of some sort. You know what I mean? And try to meet people in the middle and make it worth the time and the effort and all that. As it is currently, I could offer those things, but like anybody holding them is not anybody that's within range to like, you know what I mean? So it's not as practical yet, but I definitely do see a potential time where that bridge, you know what I mean, is shorter or smaller, or the bridge is more
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
actually
definitely.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, all right, all right. I'm ready to hit you with the hard hitting question. Nah.
let's go.
So like, from scrolling in your Warpcast account, for looking at all the posts that you have made of past pieces that you have tattooed on people. Um,
Mhm.
like, it's very apparent that, like, you have a style to your art. Like, it's very noticeable. Um,
You
I
think so?
Yeah, yeah. I feel
Well,
like
thank you.
I can look at these pieces of art, like, and be like, this could be Josh's. Like, I don't know, it's like an aesthetic that you bring to your tattoos.
That's
Um,
cool, man. I appreciate you saying that. As an artist, that's important to me. I like my portfolio to look sound. You know what I mean? So that means a lot.
yeah, like, down, like, even with the roses and everything like that, like I can tell that this is your work. Like, at what point do you think, yeah, at what point in your life, in your artist career, do you think that you had, like, developed you and honed your style? Was it back when you were in school starting off, or did you kind of really start honing your style like around the graffiti days?
Oh, dude, honestly, I don't know. In my opinion, it's still happening.
It's still
So,
happening. I
like,
love this.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've definitely learned a lot along the way, picking up different tools and trying out different mediums and whatnot. But yeah, I'd say it's still developing because there's times where I could see it, and I'm just like, yeah, look, I kind of like where my portfolio is, like the direction it's going. Like this is more in the direction of what I thought it would maybe hopefully be, a couple from the perspective of a few years ago or whatever. But as time goes on and I look back, it seems like, as an artist, I'll say this to anybody else who's an artist as well, having your own like inventory of like past works is good to revisit and to look at because it does remind you of like the growth that you've had, and it doesn't feel like there's growth a lot of times as an artist. It's very slow, very
Mhm.
meticulous, you know what I mean? But looking back at an old artwork is a really good way to remind yourself that you actually are advancing in the direction that you think you want to, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, yeah, I'm hoping that in another couple years or so, I'll be able to do that again and feel like I've made a bit of improvement.
The style is developing always.
Always.
And I guess I have one more question about like your tattooing. Um,
Yeah.
like when making something that's bigger, like I've noticed, like even like with your Decentraland wearables, like some of them are like big pieces, like you can consider them sleeves in a way. Um,
Right.
what are like kind of your favorite things to add as filler, like within the tattoo? Like, do you have any like go-to designs that you use as filler, or
Um,
go ahead.
it's interesting because as a tattooer, it's like a meet in the middle. Like I don't always get to, just do what I want to do. I kind of have to like meet people in the middle and find out, what their concepts are and how I can like use their concepts to, create in the way that I create. But I definitely like if I had a choice in the matter, I would always lean towards anything uh, natural, like the natural elements. I love to use like wind and fire and water
You have
and
clouds
rock,
here.
stuff like that, clouds, yeah, as background. And a lot of that is influenced by like the masters of like traditional Japanese tattooing, bodysuits that tattoo bodysuits that they were doing in Japan during like the Edo period, where the compositions were like far more, I don't want to say complicated, but they're just so well done. The compositions are just so
they're
well done.
they're complex in a way.
Yeah, very decorative, and they always have flow, and a sleeve ties into a back piece, the way a sleeve ties into a back piece, and a back piece ties into the rest of the torso the way that it should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say it should, but that's based off of my studies of that style. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In reality, there's no rules. You do whatever you want to. But in terms of trying to learn the craft, yeah, the traditional Japanese masters are the ones that have probably influenced my approach on how I would like tie together a sleeve using background. So anything natural. So you'll see me use water and wind and rocks and flames and blossoms, different types of flowers, um, stuff like that.
Let's see. Yolanta says Edo period was the heyday for opera. Or
Really? I don't know about opera
did I
history.
say that wrong? Opera. Oprah?
Opera, like music, like singing opera. I don't know a lot about opera history, but yeah, Edo Japan was definitely a seemingly innovative time for a lot of different art styles, for sure.
Yeah, and you kind of like what you were saying after your answer to my last question. Like it, yeah, it. I totally see it. Yeah, you do use like natural elements as filler in between. So very very dope, man. Very dope. What the heck? What? This is awesome. Uh,
Like, may the fourth be with you both. It was a day late, but
I love it. I love it. It's so clean. It's just like, like fresh tattoo, like right after finishing like
yeah,
the work.
yeah, that's like, yep, exactly. That's like right after it was finished,
Nice, nice.
so it's unhealed. But yeah, man, I like using nature. I like using blossoms and flowers and whatnot. I don't know. I definitely grew up uh, fairly close to nature. It was always a necessary getaway in my life.
Mhm.
Having an appreciation for that is somehow certainly fused its way into a lot of the art that I do.
Let's see.
Oh, little Ruka just hanging out under the table.
Oh. Oh yes, I did like and retweet or recast. uh, yeah. Let's see. Any more? Any more? I mean, here's an amazing, an
That's
amazing.
an actual like the physical painting that I did. It's like water, liquid acrylic, and I believe it's pronounced gouache, another medium. Another, I think it's also water based, but yeah,
Nice,
pretty
nice.
good.
So,
The paint's so solid. Painting with gouache is amazing. To anybody who hasn't tried it, you should definitely try it. It's very opaque and covers so nicely.
let's see. Oh, okay. Yolantis was referring to masks, a mask called an
Oh,
opera. And okay, and so on the screen I have the link that she shared pulled up to kind of get examples.
the
Man,
Japanese theater masks are so cool to me.
the,
That's what the that Nifty Island asset that I sent you the link for.
yep, right
That's
here.
also based off of a theater mask of a Hanya.
Nice. Yeah, so since we brought up this mask, what could you tell us about this Nifty Island asset?
I think this is the first thing I tried to make for Nifty Island. I'm pretty certain it is. Yeah. I I don't know. I just saw Nifty Island. Heard about friends getting into it, and it's like checking out their marketplace and how it all functions and works. And dang, I want to make some Nifty Island stuff. So I like dug into their documents a little bit and checked out their limitations and requirements. And yeah, man, I made that mask. I was creating a scene originally that was like the interior of a tattoo shop. So I had this like cool antique looking roll top desk that I made. And made a bunch of other random little elements that would kind of go along with that type of interior decor, and the mask seemed like a good fit. We have some cool. I don't have a Hanya mask at the shop, but got some other cool Japanese masks. Couple Japanese masks, couple masks from Tibet, um, and yeah, they're all kind of very. They resemble one another in terms of like the craftsmanship that goes into like creating the actual mask.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, masks in a tattoo shop definitely a necessity. Aside from just being a decor, the mask acts as a great piece of reference for when you have to tattoo the subject matter
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
the mask. You know what I mean?
And,
Being able to pull it off the wall and take photos of it, different angles for different reference for maybe laying out a sleeve or something like that. Pretty
nice,
cool.
nice. I like how you can take references from like the real world and kind of apply them with your own style on on someone's skin.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
so the Hanya mask, how can I don't see it listed currently, and I do see that there is like a 10 count, like you can only mint a 10 quantity of 10 for these. How
Yep.
how
I'm
can
definitely I'm definitely gonna keep one. So there's three other people besides me that have one right now. I didn't list them. I just this my like I said, I had just made it to be like my first try making something in Nifty Island and sent it to a small handful of friends. But yeah, dude, I would love to send you one. I don't know. I don't think you have to have like a Nifty Island account or anything like that to send one, but I think it's just whatever wallet you would have associated with your account, it would just go to that. But
yeah, I think.
I'll sort that. I'll send you one. Either way, we'll figure it out. But yeah. So that was like a test piece. I made a couple other things for Nifty Island over since then. And I don't think anything is listed, honestly. Like I haven't really had interest in necessarily
uh,
like selling any of it on here. It's just been a for fun type of thing. I made a couple of things like a free claim type of item. I think I made this one for if you're a holder of a Vibe Hero. There's one for a holder if you're a holder of my shoes, the Minro shoes that we talked about a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't remember which one is which. Let me
Yeah,
see here.
I like this one, a super villain called Beast.
Oh, I made that for a build competition. It was like a Nifty Island by a kid called Beast, like community contest that they
Nice.
did not too long ago.
The campfire inside the eyes with the clouds all around it. It's a cool asset. Is it like kind of like an asset that is meant to be like the world? Like is it big in scale?
Yeah, it's like an island skin basically. So like once you in Nifty Island, like you can, it's like everything's gamified in a sense where like as you, complete your daily quests and like go play games and all that type of stuff, you earn blooms. And with your blooms, you can like upgrade your own island. And you could buy it. You can purchase a new island. You can make it to where the the size of what you're actually building on is like greater. You can increase like how much like data is actually going into like how many assets you can use. I don't know what that's called, but like basically like the workload of
Hmm.
the scene you can increase by paying blooms to do that. And then like one of the other things you can do, I guess, is change your skin. And what's crazy about this asset is I've never even used it myself because I only have one island and I didn't want to just like, you know, just basically replace the island that I've already built out with this like new asset and with the thought that if I did that, I wouldn't be able to get my old progress back. So I've just held out on actually deploying this thing. But if anybody has it and they've tried it, it'd be cool to hear. I actually did get to see it in world though. Like one, I sent somebody uh, one of them before I like posted like, oh, here's my entry for this competition or whatever contest, and I got to see it in world, and it looks pretty good. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
um, I don't know what it keeps logging me out of Nifty Island. I don't know what's going on.
I did
Like
see
it's
I do see that 58 of 98 have been claimed. Oh, no, no, 58 of 98 are available. So you have like around 40, around there, 40,
oh damn,
40
yeah,
collectors.
quite a bit of. I didn't realize so many people had claimed these already. But yeah, if you have a kid called Beast, this is claimable. I think if I understand this correctly, if you had a Beast NFT at the time of the snapshot that was taken when I made this contract for this item,
Hmm.
then you like qualify to claim it. I'm pretty sure with anything that's like claimable, I could just like redo it or like something. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a way to like reset this to where now it's going from today. So like if you bought like a pair of shoes the other day and you wanted to like claim, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I think you're following, but
Yeah,
anyways, um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. It keeps logging me out. It's super weird.
Hmm.
It's
Uh,
like had me log in my with my wallet like four times already.
hmm. Maybe nifty issues.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. Uh,
Um,
let's see.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
this VRM, this little devil VRM I made. This isn't my design, by the way. This little devil has been around for a very long time.
Hmm.
Um, the hot stuff devil, I think, originally the hot stuff devil was a character in like Casper or
Hmm.
something a long time ago. But the hot stuff devil has always been very prominent in like traditional American tattooing. So I've kind of just decided to take it and make my own 3D model and made a little VRM. So this is the one that's claimable if you have the mid road shoes
Okay.
um, on Nifty Island. Yeah.
Nice. 15 owners so far. So yeah, if you have any mid-road shoes and you are on Nifty, make sure to claim your little devil.
If anybody in here knows how to like reset that or like redo the snapshot, um, let me know because I would like to reset that up so it's like from this point and not from months ago, whenever this was.
Hmm.
Oh
Yolanta
wait,
says hot
snapshot,
stuff. uh,
hot stuff.
so,
Exactly.
okay, so I think we should do a roll for one of your butterfly auras here in like maybe 5 minutes. I noticed that the eligible list has gone down. So anyone listening, drop by on Twitch, say hi, type some words, and we will be rolling in about 5 minutes. Here, let me give them a link to our Twitch here, or to the Twitch stream.
Reclaim settings. Let's see.
Oh, and big shout out to Jim Cedric. Thank you for being here. Uh, Lady Never S, I am so happy to have you here. Everyone, Lady Never is new to Decentraland. She first logged in with us, I think it was last week when Make an NFT was hosting kind of like a kid called Beast onboarding session over in their Discord, and yeah, Lady Never came through and jumped into Decentraland. So it's really good to see you here today.
Yeah, welcome, Lady Never S.
It's Lady Never Scared. That's the total name. I do see her on the Twitch chat. Okay, sweet. We have Toxic Waifu with the whoop whoop. Meta Wolf saying hello, and then there's Chronos typing. Let's go, Chrono, my dog. All right, so we have eight eligible users. We have about 4 more minutes until I roll for a wearable.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm over here on your post on Warpcast for post for your free mint. Oop, looks like I have successfully claimed it.
Nice.
But
is that the manifold one?
Yes, Farcaster.manifold.
Nice.
So
hell yeah.
So if anyone, Josh has recently been posting, some of his art on Manifold and kind of sharing it on Workcast as a free mint. So if anyone would like to support and claim one of Josh's pieces of art, head over to Warpcast, and here I'll even share the link with everyone so that you can. So you can go directly.
I think, yeah, the Warpcast frame is actually really cool. The fact that you can just like mint straight from the cast is pretty sick. But I think if you don't have a Warpcast account, you may still be able to mint straight from the Manifold link. Like,
okay,
if you click, the little under the
yep, right here,
under the cast, and it takes you to the external page.
Yep, here. I'm sharing it on Decentraland right now.
I think maybe you can, like, if you're on base, if you have base network, in your wallet and stuff, you can still mint it.
Nice.
And I think up to the first 50, they cover the gas fee. So, like, you only have to pay gas.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's like such a clutch feature that Base has for creators.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, they sponsor the first 50. So, I mean, you could do more. Like, I think those ones, there's 100 in total. But so when you, do the finalize, and, like, do the mint or whatever, or like publish it or whatever that is, you basically, like, I put up gas so that the other 50 could be covered, but the first 50, they sponsor. Super cool.
That is dope. That is dope. What up, TK? Thank you for joining the Twitch chat. Let's see, 1 more minute until we roll. I did see Brittany jump into Decentraland before she poofed. Probably had rave mode.
Yeah.
Before she poofed, she was rocking your the shoes that you published. The one with the tattoo, the leg tattoo.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And of course, she was rocking the Mews.
The Mews.
The Mews.
What a combination.
Right.
What a combination.
All right. So
yeah,
it has been 5 minutes. I guess it's time to roll. here. Okay, let's see. Take out Nightbot. Take out. I think everyone else is good to go. We have 10 eligible contestants for this role, and we're rolling
Oh,
for a Butterfly and Sparkles Aura by SRJH. All right.
let's go. Good luck.
Good luck, everyone. Let's see. And our winner is Metal Wolf. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
I I know Metal
congrats. Enjoy it.
I know Metal Wolf is in the building, so I'm gonna yank his wallet right out of the Decentraland. And I'll send that aura over to you right now. It was a mask. No, yeah, it is a mask.
Yo, this emo is crazy that Fluffy Pony has. It's like six skeleton like pallbearers. The
Oh,
casket.
oh yeah, the casket and it's like six skeletons holding you up.
That's so awesome. I've never seen that one.
That one is dope. As you can see here on my screen, the last thing I sent was 11 days ago. Oh, excuse me. To Mimi, one of the mods over, or I think she's actually now community manager over at for the Kid Called Beast project. So
Oh, nice. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
made
Thanks
sure
for
she got
sharing.
some Josh
Spreading the
strip.
love.
Yeah, exactly. I had to make sure she got some Josh strip.
Did
And
your clothes disappear?
oh yeah, I've been naked for like since the beginning of the episode. Look, Brittany's naked too. Oh man. Well, at least I got my stony eye shades on, so no one can see my eyes.
That's funny. I just refreshed myself because it was starting to get a little ravey.
Yeah, yeah. No, my biggest mistake was refreshing. I had my clothes on before my refresh. uh, That's hilarious, though. Okay, so we covered the Little Devil. That's Bucktown. We did giveaway. I'm feeling saucy. I'm gonna roll for another one. Let's see who
Let's
our
do
winner
it.
would be. And one person I have not seen type again is Rishi Girl. So I'm gonna make the call for Rishi Girl. Give you a couple of minutes to say hello in chat, in Twitch chat, in chat, so that she could have a chance to win the aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean we've had a pretty good turnout here on Decentraland so far. 20 users on Decentraland. I think we peaked at like 16 viewers on Twitch. Not sure about Kick, but I am never sure about Kick.
I was Kick. I've never actually like been on Kick and used Kick before.
To tell you the truth, Josh. Oh, we have one viewer on YouTube as well. And to tell you the truth, Josh, Kick is a platform that I would prefer using over Twitch. Like,
Really?
yeah, like at least when it comes to like incentivizing the creator,
Mhm.
Kick is really on top of that. I believe the cut, like you know how like whenever someone subscribes to your channel on Twitch, the cut is usually 50-50. So out of the $5 that the subscription costs, the creator only gets $2.50 out of that. But on Kick, I got my payout once and they gave me like 90% of my subscription.
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Because like it was big shout out to our friend 13. 13, he was my first subscriber on Kick, and yeah, I remember like
Nice.
I got that, and then literally the first of the month, it was in my whatchamacallit, my bank in the first of the month.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's
Hmm?
that's good to know.
Yeah, opposed to Twitch, where like Twitch is like sometimes I wonder. Um, like the concept for them is, okay, you can have people subscribe to you, but they won't pay out until you reach $100 worth, or I think they've maybe changed it to $75 recently. So you reach $75 worth of funds earned, and then they'll release it to your bank account at the end of the month.
Oh, well, I'll have to consider switching my subscribe. How much is it to subscribe on Kick to
I,
a channel?
I believe the same, $5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, damn. I'll have to switch my subscription over to Kick because that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really dope. Like, and I mean, in this space where we talk a lot about like, empowering the creator, empowering the person that's hosting the content, and it seems like Kick, although Web 2 platform, whatever, like they really prioritize the creator at this very moment over filling their pockets.
Yeah. Is Kick like is it crypto? Like you log into it like with a wallet or something?
No, no, it's just regular sign up email address.
Okay.
It is more crypto friendly, but
Okay.
the crypto friendliness pretty much comes with the fact that Stake is the gambling site Stake.
No,
Uh,
I'm not familiar.
there's this
Is that
huge.
the
Go ahead.
is that the poker one you were talking about not too long ago?
I mean, no, they mainly have slots and stuff like that,
Okay.
roulette. Okay, yeah. But at this point has become like a gambling conglomerate, like huge gambling corporation. They pretty much fund like I wanna say like 80% of what Kick is. Like Kick or Stake or Kick is run off of a lot of stake money. So that's why they allow like gambling, like they let you stream gambling on this platform.
Interesting.
Yep, Twitch does not let you stream gambling.
Okay.
Yep. And like once when Twitch updated their TOS like to not allow gambling, that's when like Kick kind of got a bit of a push because all the streamers were heading over there to stream.
Okay. That makes sense because I do recall a time when like there was more, especially like the
Hmm.
Decentraland native streamers. They were like starting to switch over to Kick. I didn't realize that the gambling had like anything to do with that, but that makes perfect sense. Like
Yep.
I remember, I think Empress Ray was like starting to use Kick at one point.
Yeah.
I think that's when I first maybe heard about it, but I never really spent any time on Kick, so I'm glad to know more.
Yeah. That is basically the okay. Well, I'm just gonna roll. Congratulations, Fluffy Pony. You have won yourself a butterfly and sparkle aura. Yay.
Let's go.
But
Congrats.
yeah, that's basically why Empress Rayon switched over to Kick, switched the content completely over to Kick because of the gambling, and you know how like a lot of her content is like kind of like crypto gambling related slash like Web3 games.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense. Because I always never fully understood that, like with the whole, at least with the central games poker.
Hmm.
Um, if it's like, it's not really, I know at one point it was, but oh, they actually do have gambling now, huh? You can like go in there and actually just fucking gamble. I forget
Yeah,
about
with
that.
DG. Yeah, if you live outside of
Yeah,
the US though, because they're like, of course you can get a VPN and use the platform, but
interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I never really fully understood the degree of like what is considered gambling. I know before there was like actual crypto gambling. Like when I first got into Slam, like people were gambling big, like crypto at DG. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I'm like, that's crazy. And then I know that went away for a while, and it's all like play to earn, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, they did. I forgot that they brought back like you can go play blackjack and roulette and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Eh, I'm sure pretty soon we'll see even some horse racing. Remember Zed? Zed used to be
Zed, yeah.
very active on Decentraland.
Yeah, I do remember going to their parcel for a couple of different things. I think it was like an ABC event, maybe I don't know, something else
Yeah.
also. But I got a Zed horse. I don't know why, but I do.
I mean, at the time, it was the thing to get. Like, it was one of those things that had potential, and I mean, there were people that really made bags out of them to the point where, like, they picked up at like $50 a horse, and then were able to
Yep.
sell them for like 2,000. Like, that's so many hundreds of X's.
Yeah, I remember now why I bought one. My brother actually got me into Zed. I forgot about that. He was doing the Zed horse
Mhm.
racing for a little bit. He was like kind of stoked on it, so I ended up getting one and trying it out. But I wasn't captivated enough by it, so it's just sitting there. I think I actually like made a whole like a new wallet like account for like Zed specifically, and I still never did a lot with it.
Nice. Nice. Oh, look. Okay. Looks like we have a new friend here at Meta One Designs. Finder found. Welcome to Decentraland. And I'm very happy that you have found us tonight. I'm very happy that you're here. And as a token of my gratitude, I am going to gift you a pair of mid-rose shoes by our guest here, SRJH.
Let's go. Came up.
Yeah, he came up by joining us today.
That's awesome.
Alrighty, let's send that over. I absolutely love giving away these shoes to new users, dude. Like like I just want you to know that it's something that I actively like give away, and and I'm always talking about you.
I appreciate that, dude. I'm glad that you find enjoyment in it one way or another, you know?
Hmm.
The shoes have come a long way. I'm glad I made that first wearable not so rare. You know what I mean? It's been nice to be able to like just hand them out and share them with people at times.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah.
shoe is a good one for that.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. I mean, and it's all the more special that like it was your first wearable.
Yeah,
In a way, it's like it's a piece of you that exists here on Decentraland. Like something to be proud of for sure.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
and fuck, I was gonna mention something, but I think I have forgotten. Oh, Finder found said thank you so much, Mew. Hey, don't thank me, my friend. Thank our friend SRJH, because that's the homie that supplies me with the wearables whenever I'm just like, hey, does anyone have any wearables I can give away? I'm out. Josh is
Got you.
usually one of the homies that's like, got you, bro.
As long as I got them, you know what I mean. I'm down to share. So
um oh yeah, what I kind of like wanted to kind of ask is like what are your thoughts even for me, like and I guess my Mew brand, like what are your thoughts on like me releasing something that is like a high count, like kind of something that I can just give away to everyone that comes through.
that's a good question. So right now, currently, you have your legendary Mew aura, the legendary Mew bubble,
Hmm.
and then you have some emotes, right?
Yes, I have like three emotes with and two wearables. Both wearables are all sold out.
I feel like you can literally do anything you want, dude.
Like,
I think the fascination to me comes with like, okay, making wearables is cool. Like printing hoodies and t-shirts and like doing IRL like physical merch is super cool. I don't know. I've been waiting to see the day where you also do some digital fashion IRL integrating yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
I would it would be cool to see I think at one point someone designing like a Mew hoodie or something for you at one point. It was
Yeah.
like that was a long time ago. Actually, that was like closer to the time where I
that
was like first on Beyond the NFT.
that was
But
so
I
long
don't know.
ago.
I've been seeing. Have you seen all the ham merch on Warpath? There's like a someone made a frame, and
Mhm.
you could basically just like you can mint the, the like physical like clothing from straight from the frame. You could pay with ham. I'm pretty sure you could pay with Degen. Like you know what I mean?
I haven't
The
seen
native
it. That's dope though.
quote unquote native tokens and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I could definitely see some Mew merch where you know what I mean. You get a cool Decentraland hoodie or something, but also you know comes with a nice hoodie that you can rock in real life. I
Hmm.
only have one hoodie. I have one hoodie from Decentraland, and it's the hoodie that Existence uh, put up on. Dan, I forgot his name right now. Ardent, Ardent,
Argent.
Ardent Real, Ardent Real. He's like a super cool kid. I've never actually like talked to him personally, but I've heard from numerous people that I adore that he's a cool young fella, and he started his own company called Crypto Lids. And Crypto Lids, you can like buy crypto related merch. You can search by the network, search by the token, by the metaverse, whatever. But Existence put a hoodie up on there. I think
I love how you
if I
said
remember correctly.
existence. He just popped into the audience here on Discord.
Let's go, welcome Existence.
Welcome,
One
welcome.
exists. But yeah, I think maybe it was Rustan that did the design for him.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's the only merch I have that's Decentraland related. So I would love to have me a Mew hoodie.
Mhm. Yeah, like they're I don't know. I guess it's like I guess like what has stopped me from fully committing to that is like uh, I don't know, like everything I do, I want my collectors, my supporters, my anyone that that picks it up, I want them to not feel like I'm just oversaturating something, you know? Like
Yeah,
if I do release like like a 1,000 or 100,000 a common wearable, like I don't know if it should be a hoodie or if it should just be like something basic, a name tag, hi, I am Mew, or yeah, I'm not sure yet. Like, or should I just like do the full hoodie and have that available on like something like Printify or Printful, for anyone that wants to get the physical version.
the physical. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I hear what you're saying about the thoughts of possibly oversaturating. But at the end of the day, man, like we live in a really big world that's full of people. You know what I mean? And the people that like, it's like exactly what you said to me. People that find that they want to support you as a person, as you know, a show host or as an artist or a brand, you know, owner, whatever. They're going to do it anyways, oversaturated or not. You know what I mean? So do what you like. I recommend do what you like. Make something that you would wear yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make something that you think is cool, and it's gonna be cool. So, but
Totally.
yeah, dude, I'm all for you know the traditional merch. You know what I mean? Hoodies, shirts, stickers, whatever it is. The "Hi, my name is" sticker is a good idea. I think that's really cool.
uh,
Um,
it'd be funny,
but
like something fun to give to new users.
yeah, no, I have a lot of the same kinds of thoughts. Like I want to make merch as well. Like I want to make prints and things that people can support through, or if they're just into art, want to collect art, whatever. But it's a lot of planning, and it's a lot of for me the hard part is I overthink things. So like I'm like, all right, cool, I want to make some. Maybe I want to make a hoodie, but then like I'll be very uh overly picky about like the quality of the hoodie that I'm like offering to people, or the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the art print. And maybe I should have some stickers or some enamel pins or some other type of promotional type of stuff that I can send in a package if somebody gets a t-shirt or a print or something. What I mean? Maybe eventually there's a way to create these cool like package deals where
Mm-hmm.
you can buy a whole
Hmm.
bag of swag for like some cool price. But
The
then
Mew
I start thinking
package.
about like, yeah, like how is it done? Is it bought from my personal website? Is it bought from, what I mean, some frame and work cast? Is it bought from a parcel on Decentraland? Or is it like all those things somehow at the same time?
Yeah.
You can do it from anywhere and it works. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You want to pay with Apple Pay, you could do that from the website.
Yeah.
You want to pay with crypto, you could do that from Decentraland. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Mm.
Those are the thoughts that I have, and I'm still trying to wrangle in because I'm not too tech savvy when it comes to that type of stuff. But I know there's ways, and I know that those ways will present themselves to us eventually.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Um, uh, I mean, okay, so like I'm gonna share with everyone kind of like a design that I've had like hidden in the back of my mind, um, like for future merch. Kind of like I want to make a Mew Aura hoodie. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and if I want to go beyond it, like, have you ever seen those hoodies that have the face mask?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
have the face mask, so like when you put it up, that's when you see like the nose and whiskers.
That's cool. You could put some ears on the hood too.
I mean, I those are ideas too, but like, once again, it's
Yeah.
like this would have to be like a
Uh,
super custom, like,
Yeah.
super custom merchandise where I will need to like have like a
You gotta like
factory.
sit down with somebody and like talk about design concepts and like go through the whole process with them.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
their
dude,
manufacturers will have to manufacture that, exclusively.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I love it. I think that's such a cool idea. And I know the memes are out there, and it's mostly a matter of like connecting the dots and finding that place that's going to do the right job for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that'll happen eventually.
Yeah, and
But
that.
yeah, I've always wondered the same thing. Like, how do I get in contact with like some apparel factory? Like, where do I go?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've done a little bit of research and shit like that. There are like groups and stuff like that. Like for example, there's like a company in New York that you can like kind of contact, but like it's a little pricey. Like like they have like
Yeah,
the initial meeting. They charge you for that. That's gonna be like a few $100s. I think they quoted at like $200 an hour, or and then like from there it's like the manufacturing costs, and they're not only gonna like take a 10 pack like order. If you go there, like they want 100 or 50.
yeah, like a bigger quantity.
Exactly. So like that route is like an expensive route. So maybe you do have a point in terms of like just get something out there. It could be like as basic as like a hoodie with a Mew in the front. Sell that on
Yeah,
like on Printful. Have it like already like that as like a basic merch, and earn funds from there, and then try to cycle the funds into future projects.
yeah. I think Al backwards said it well. The last show, basically, like he mentioned that he was trying to just create avenues of support for what he does in as many ways as possible. You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of like merit to that because like some people may want the custom hoodie with the face mask and the ears and all the things. You know what I mean? But some people might just want the straightforward T-shirt with the single image printed on it that you can do from Printify or some other type of easier to manage means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think for me, it's just like I don't know exactly what works. You know what I mean? I don't
Hmm.
know what's gonna do the trick, whatever the trick is. But I definitely like to test and try things. You know what I mean? Like that's the point of the free mints on Manifold and the point of trying to get into the Tezos network a little bit more with art. The whole point of testing a Decentraland wearable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Maybe it's not going to sell out and you know have this great quote unquote success off the bat, but like it's there. You know what I mean? And if people end up at some point funneling towards it and they're like, yeah, these hoodies are the shit, you know for a fact, if I pay to have more of these hoodies made, it won't be a lot because people like this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I don't know. I
So
think it's a good idea to dip your toes in and try some different things for sure.
my next question is, how much do you charge for the hour, Josh?
For what? For what? What for tattooing or
for the
for
wearable
for?
wearable
Damn, I haven't
creation.
taken a wearable commission in a while, but I would be more than happy to work with you on something simple. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
It's been
mean,
a
a
it's
hoodie, a digital hoodie would definitely make me, would or not make me, will push me to towards the concept. You know, I feel like if we
yeah.
get that done, like I have no other choice.
Oh yeah. Let's talk more about this hoodie. You know,
Hmm.
after the fact. Let's definitely do that because I always thought it'd be cool to like make a wearable for you or collaborate in some way that's similar to
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Actually,
the
let's
wearable avenue. So
let's even make it a collaboration where it's not like just a me hoodie. It's a
however
us
it needs to
hoodie.
be, like as long as I've known you, like me and you have never like released an NFT of any sort together. So I think it'd be cool to do that.
Mhm, definitely. Well, I mean, everyone is hearing it here first. And I remember you had mentioned the other design, the other hoodie design that like from way back. Like this was like literally like third episode of Beyond the NFT. That was.
Who am I?
Mhm.
I was just say, who was that? Who am I thinking of?
You were thinking of Hella Rich.
Oh yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
was hella rich.
Yep. Like as far as Hella Rich, like I remember like he started that wearable, and everything was going good. Like and then he messages me saying like, hey, I'll finish the wearable like by next week after the show. Um, my blender isn't working properly right now. I'm like, cool. Hit him up like 2 months later, like, hey, did you ever get around to the hoodie? And yeah, he just didn't reply and then unfollowed me and disappeared from
Oh shit.
Decentraland. Yeah, so so yeah.
Uh, Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, no, I knew I hadn't seen them around in quite some time. I definitely do have a couple of hella rich wearables somewhere in my wallet. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, interesting. I don't even know what to
I get
say.
it. I get it. Because it was like once the money dries out in the space, like people go and yeah.
Yeah,
Big,
it seems to be that way. I don't know. You got to have fun with what you're doing. If you're
mhm.
not having fun, then yeah. I feel like it's easier to make money if you're having a good time, and it's sometimes easier to have a good time if you're making money. And like you got to find a balance. You know what I mean? There's got to be a balance.
Definitely, definitely. But like yeah, so that is kind of what like made me like lean away for a bit, like step away for a bit from the concept of a hoodie, but I definitely wanna bring that to our friends and like also airdrop that hoodie to everyone that owns like Mew merchandise or Mew digital merchandise.
Yeah, I'm down, man. I'm down to help you out. Let's talk more for sure. We
Let's
can
do
definitely make a cool hoodie.
it. Yeah, and I mean, thank you for your advice too. I don't talk about like what I want to do much. I don't know why. Let's see.
Well, who knows, man? Like, maybe some of it is still in the process of thought, and I'm positive that the time comes that you're supposed to, share something and you're ready to do it. Like, it's going to be the right time. because you're feeling it. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing
Hmm.
great.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so as far as your creations, I feel we've done the Nifty, we've looked through your art by Josh, uh, and like Page, and then your we haven't spoken about your landscape one in Object.
Oh yeah, uh, yeah.
I think.
Tezos. Yeah, more recently was kind of getting trying to get into Tezos. It's definitely a network I had been eyeballing for quite some time due to our other artist friends in the space, especially Rastan. Rastan has definitely opened my eyes to Tezos quite a bit. This collection, there's not really any immediate meaning to it. I kind of started just becoming more fascinated with like the generative art style, and so I wanted to kind of do that in a way that stepped outside of the avatar focused like format and kind of did more with like land, kind of similar to how obviously like this does not represent any type of metaverse space or anything like that. This is purely a landscape from my own imagination. Doesn't really have anything to do with anything. But generative in the way that like other side land would be, like the other deeds, with their traits and their characteristics and whatnot. This is the first of this collection. I'm definitely going to do some more. I think my goal is to do 100 landscape NFTs, not 100 unique landscape NFTs. I believe each one will have, like, I can't remember. I think that one it's like an edition of um, 5 or 10. I can't remember, man. To be honest,
Here, I got you. I
let me
have it
see
pulled
here.
up after my I may or may have not minted one. Five. The collection's out of five.
Okay, yeah. So there'll be like 20 different landscapes, 5 of each.
Okay.
Um, they will potentially those landscapes. I would love to use them more for something more in depth than just like a GIF image. You
Hmm.
know what I mean on your screen. What those plans are exactly, I have no idea. But the concepts are always evolving and growing, and I think it'd be sick to make some kind of cool little game for people to enjoy. I've always thought it'd be cool to all the tools and all the like modeling that I've like learned thus far, eventually to be able to provide my tattoo clients with, something to do, some kind of game to play or something to experience while they're sitting in the lobby of the tattoo shop waiting for me to finalize their tattoo pattern, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
So who knows? I'd like to use like these landscapes for something like that eventually.
It'd be funny, like,
But we'll see.
you have a client waiting, and you like hand them a like Game Boy type thing. It's like, here, play
Like
this
here,
while you wait.
yeah, here's your iPad. Sit
Yeah,
still.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be I'll be back shortly.
Sit still.
Yeah, yeah, something. Who knows? Like and it's kind of why I've been like trying to recently figure out Hyperfy more, because of the mobile capability. As long as your world is like your world of assets is optimized it well enough, it works in mobile, which to me is so cool.
Hmm.
So like any client could just like go to my Hyperfy like subdomain and like run around the world and maybe do a little quest and like who knows, maybe earn a discount on something while they're in the tattoo shop. But those are long-term goals.
Those,
So we'll
those,
see.
those are also goals that may set you apart from the rest, to tell you the truth. Like,
Maybe
go.
I don't know. I wonder about that. Like as a tattooer, I don't think it's going to do a lot of separating. And I'm not really doing it for separating, but in terms of like tattooing is tattooing. Like it's going to always be tattooing. And tattoos are going to be done the way that tattoos are done, the way that I do them, at least. I'm going to continue doing them. But with this, like integrating this, it's just like, you know, we went from a time of you go to the tattoo shop, um, you talk to people, you have conversations, you find out like what artists are into, if they're capable of doing like what your goals are for your tattoos, and you look through portfolios. Maybe you sit down and you look through some magazines, the usual lobby type of experience. But I feel like, there's more that can be done on that side where, we already sit and look at our phones when we're bored and we're just waiting anyways, you know what I mean? But if you could sit and look at your phone and have a cool little gamified experience where potentially you walk away with a cheap t-shirt or maybe a percentage of your tattoo transaction discounted,
Mhm.
I think it'd be cool. And on top of that, bringing awareness to, these like cool spaces that are being developed that we're all trying to help to push a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, I think of the amount of people that could like literally just log into or go into Hyperfy on their phone, that didn't know previously that Hyperfy was even a thing. Um,
Mhm.
Even though it's not going to be, by the hundreds, if it's like one or two at a time, they could check it out and see it. I'm stoked on that.
Earn some Josh token for discount or NFTs. Like I mean, I'm even thinking of like, let's say your customers like beyond getting just their tattoo, like they could also walk away with one of your piece, like their first NFT, for example. You know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I think it'd be so cool. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you've got this NFT, and it could be cool to create. Yeah, I love the idea of inclusivity, but it's a way that I could also like create exclusivity where it's like this is an NFT. Like, yeah, maybe there's an NFT that grants you a certain kind of access on the tattoo side, but maybe there's a certain kind of NFT that you can only get if you've been like, you know,
Yeah.
tattooed on that side of things.
Yeah, if
Um,
you have
so
been tattooed by Josh.
yeah,
um,
yeah.
I mean, definitely like dope idea to kind of play around with. I mean, how Web3 friendly is your tattoo shop? Would have to be a
Oh,
question.
dude, I'm on my own.
I'm on
Let's
my
be
own
honest.
here. Well, don't worry.
Let's be honest.
Once you start developing everything, and people keep coming back to you because they're getting NFTs or something, they're getting art uh,
Yeah.
along with their
I
tattoos.
mean,
Like maybe they'll inspire someone.
what would be really cool, and like, I don't know, like, if we're all into our own stuff. Like my friends at the tattoo shop, like they're into what they're into. There's things that they talk about all the time that I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you're saying because I don't know anything about racing dirt bikes in the desert or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they still like they make it look fun. Whatever it is they're doing, they make it look fun because they're like enjoying what they're doing. You know what I mean? And like that's my plan with like this stuff is to like have fun doing it, so that when they do get to see it, they could be like, "Oh, this is the shit you've been talking about, where you've been spending your time."
Mhm.
Yeah, and maybe eventually there's a collaboration with the tattoo shop. Maybe the tattoo shop itself has its own parcel in Decentraland or a Hyperfi world where they got their own experience that is a
Mhm.
shop wide experience and not just a
Yeah.
shop art experience. And maybe that leads to other shop owners that see the example and they're like, yeah, we want to do this too.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
who knows what can come of it. Maybe one day in the future, I'm putting a team together to like provide these type of experiences to other tattoo shop owners.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
But
You could
yeah,
even like once you are ready for this, you could even consider taking like the educational route too, like like mint my NFT for tattooing lessons or to have access to my tattooing how-to content, whatever it may be.
yeah, I definitely have considered some kind of like at least on the webs like my personal web page side, having some kind of like token gated content there that's more closely observing like the process or some of the stuff you're talking about, just kind of getting a little more personal with the process of everything that I do. So That
Exactly.
I've gotta become more accustomed to developing the patterns of like I'm so terrible at documenting my work. Like I'll be doing a tattoo and next thing I know they're leaving and I'm at the shop like thinking to myself how it's crazy. I completely forgot to take a picture of a tattoo or forgot to like document any of the process. You know what I mean? So I'm like I struggle with that the most probably. I gotta
Mm,
like make an effort to document the process a little more. That way that content can actually be, you know, it can actually exist to
mhm.
provide to people.
Yeah, exactly. Hmm. I mean, definitely. There's definitely a lot of things that concepts that you can adopt. It's you know, it's a matter of time. It's we're here having fun, and since we're having fun, we don't have that motivation that corporations do of like do it now. So like
Yeah,
the process is ongoing, and it will happen, and it will happen in a natural way. So, I'm looking.
it's got to be.
Ex-
It's got to be because you think about a big brand that's like coming to Decentraland, right? Like, say some representative of, let's just say Samsung, hit somebody up. It's like, yo, we want to be in here. But they didn't have to know anything about any of it to actually do it, right? Because like, you got the funds, you got that corporate money that's going to pay the way or whatever. But you know, we don't have that. So we got to kind of learn as we go and figure it out and plug it all together.
Mhm.
So that's that's where it is.
And that is where it is.
Yep.
Okay. How about I roll for one more aura in about 5 minutes, everyone? So if you would like to be eligible for a giveaway, just head over to my Twitch channel and type in chat, say hello, and you'll be eligible for the next 15 minutes. Um,
Get that aura.
Here, let me share. There we go. Mm, I keep burping. And I guess, dude, I can like talk to you for like another 2 hours. We've been going for 2 hours, a little over. Um,
Yeah, I'm chilling. I just okay. I have a question.
what's that?
Back to Kick, the Kick and Twitch comparison. Does Kick have like built-in tools or add-on like website type tools that you can use for like giveaways and that type of stuff? Does it have like
Unfortunately,
all the?
not yet. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like the I use Nightbot for example for my Twitch giveaways. Yeah, they don't have an application yet, or at least I haven't checked in like the last like 8 months or so. So maybe someone has developed something by now. I should do some exploring. The but
I mean, the fact that they treat, you know, their streamers a little bit more fair, um, is enough for me. But yeah, it would be cool to see. I'm positive that just that development will come naturally, the more that that community grows and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of streamers trying Kick, like, and bringing their audiences over to Kick as well. So yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time that it will grow. Not sure if it'll like ever be as big as Twitch because like Twitch has that first I'm here first advantage.
That claim, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do feel like Kick is like definitely a direct competitor to Twitch, and they are freaking out like because like ever since like Kick came online, like I have been seeing some TOS changes on Twitch and stuff like
Or
that.
Twitch,
Yeah,
yeah.
their efforts to
Interesting.
try to benefit their creators more. This
Upheal,
yeah.
upheal their creators more.
the
Yeah.
the CEO of Twitch actually is also a streamer. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but that makes sense.
So, do you remember Carissa? Like, we had her on Music Matrix, and she would be performing at the True Band Room on Mondays, I believe it was.
I think so.
Yeah.
The person I recall is like very talented, like played piano, pretty much
Yes.
played like every instrument that I
Every
remember.
hyper
Yeah.
talented and amazing singer. Um,
Yep.
like like yeah, I had found her on Twitch, like, like just regular account, like, average like 20, 30 viewers, like, small account, small enough that she would acknowledge a small Mew, like, such as myself. It's, and then, yeah, she came to Decentraland, and I think after she stopped doing her shows on Decentraland, she had a stream. She did a co-stream or a collaborative stream with the CEO of fucking Twitch.
No way, really?
Yeah, dude. And it turns out that the CEO of Twitch is also like, he loves music. He's a musician. So they were both making music together on that stream.
Wow, that's crazy. Good for her.
Yeah, so
What an opportunity.
it kind of gets me thinking, like, is the advantage of Twitch, could a like underlying advantage of Twitch be that like you could connect with its CEO, or like, because I see him everywhere too, like he goes on other streamers like streams, like he'll show up physically or like go to a dinner with them and shit like that, like,
Yeah. I mean, that's cool that he involved himself to that degree.
yeah,
I feel like that's rare for a large company, large corporation. But yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
If you do stream with him, just let him know. Like you want to do this again, but you need some better percentages.
Listen here, listen, there's one way to keep me here on Twitch. He'll be, no, but like the thing is, like, he is someone like him has like god powers, where like if he like sees where I'm coming from, he could just press the magic button and literally have me like on the headlines of Twitch. you know so I don't think it'd be fair.
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It'd be
It
cool.
in some maybe it's weird to say, but like in some places it's like a you take what you can get type of thing, and like Twitch is what it is, right? Like no like one idea is gonna like change Twitch the way that Twitch is, I would imagine.
Hmm.
But I mean, just like anything else, like diversifying where you put your content and the viewers that are available in those different places, like it's not a bad idea to keep Twitch streaming, you know what I mean? But I think it's a great idea actually to continue to look past Twitch and see what else is being developed.
Yeah, yeah. There's a Web3 streaming platform called Luma, I believe. And it has like it's all connected to like Farhouse and stuff like that. And it has a tipping mechanism with, I think, like ETH on base. Pretty
Oh,
dope.
nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I just saw existence messages
Oh, let's see.
right here. Is it the what Carissa
Yeah,
was her name, right?
yeah, Carissa.
She was gonna help you existence with the musical, the Decentraland musical. Nice. That's awesome. That would have been cool. I could definitely see her pulling something like that off.
That would have been so dope. Yeah, yeah, she would be perfect for something like that. Just like, cause like, I guess like, and I'm sorry to any musicians if I'm not saying it right, but like, she has like a very big range of like music that she can sing between. Like she can go like fairy tale Disney princess song to like, I don't know,
Future.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And everything in between.
Yeah. That's basically how I remember her from what I saw. She was very diverse, very talented.
Yes, exactly. All right. So I just rolled for our last aura, and our friend
Nice.
Yolantis is the winner.
Let's go. Congrats, Yolantis.
So I am going to send that over. And congratulations, Yolantis. You have won NFT giveaway. Dude, Josh, we've been friends since the giveaway era. You remember that? Like just like the
Yeah, I couldn't. The Decentraland streaming giveaway era is either the coolest thing I ever experienced or the most toxic thing I ever experienced in Decentraland. I can't decide, but it's so cool. It's so fun.
I can't decide either because like like I'm gonna explain it from like from the Twitch from a streamer's point of view. Like yes, it was awesome having this many people coming into your stream, seeing the numbers go up, having engagement and having people to talk to and stuff like that and hang with. But then at the same time, it's like the giveaway era really like diluted the pool in terms of like who is here for you and who is here for what you could give them.
Yeah, definitely,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
So,
I don't know. I feel like a lot of that uh is gonna happen anyways, right? Like that's just kind of the natural course of things. It almost like speeds up the rate at which those answers are arrived at
you're
in a
right.
way.
Definitely
But it's still fun, you know what I mean? Like giving away wearables, distant wearables, like I don't know, it's fun.
right. Mm-hmm.
And like seeing like the different ways that people do it, like the marble races or the duck races or, a Twitter based type of giveaway or, it's been fun to see how people can get innovative with doing giveaways. So
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I will say that much. I
I'll
will
say
definitely
that
say
much.
that much.
Yeah. I
Because I know when I first got into Decentraland, dude, I was going to every giveaway. I thought it was great. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gave me something to do. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep. I
So
guess it's more like of an existential crisis that the streamer goes through. Like,
yeah,
it's like, are they here for me because they like me, or are they here for because they like my wearables?
yeah. No, I get it. I before I did the shoe, the mid row shoe, um, I my first like NFT collab or creation was done with Waifumon with Aaron.
Yep.
I made
Let me go
my
back.
Waifumon, and I gave that away on Twitch for free or on Twitter. And yeah, I got a bunch of followers that I have no idea who they are. I don't know how to say their name. Like, and I don't know what value there is in that, but it was fun. I only did that one time after I saw how many like followers I got from doing a single giveaway. I was just like, I don't know if this is the type of growth that
That
is
I want.
entirely necessary.
From giving waifu JPEG. Well,
I love my wife Iman.
oh my
I
god.
definitely I think they're great, but yeah, there's just the giveaway part mostly.
Your waifu man, I will say, is among one of like the best design waifu man. Like even when like having the experience of being able to give them away because like you blessed me back then. You're like, here, simple. Here's a bunch of waifu man that you can give away. Um, from that, it's like there were times where I'd be like, choose your waifu man, and everyone would go for your waifu man.
Really, that's the tattooed one.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I'm glad.
It's definitely one of the better designed ones. Um,
Speaking of which, look, there's a rose pattern is actually on this as well.
yep.
That's a perfect example of
R-
that earlier conversation.
the rose pattern is both on the hips here, the background. Oh, even the knees here, like they kind of almost like connect and fill like the picture. Let's
Yep,
see.
she got some knee tats.
Yeah. And once again, like going back to your style, like I could I could kind of tell that like you drew all these, like like definitely
Yeah,
I see you, your work in this like. To me, it has your name written all over it.
she's so cool. I
Mm.
love it.
Shout out to Aaron Loop.
Shout out to Aaron.
uh, all right. Let's see. I gave away about like 3 auras, 1 pair of shoes to our new friend, which he did drop into the Twitch chat. Find or found. Thank you so much for jumping into the Twitch. Thank you. If you've subscribed and I have not noticed yet, thank you for, or not subscribed but followed. If you have followed and I haven't noticed, thank you very very much for the follow. It's really appreciated. I definitely, yep, there's a follow. I definitely want to get more, more of an audience in on Twitch. I do feel like it will, in the long run, help with in terms of like, because if we can have an audience on Twitch, that will expose us to the bigger audience. Because like I noticed one thing for sure, that like audiences love other audiences. Like if someone can see that you already have an audience at this spot, it they're more inclined to jump in there and check out,
What's
like,
going on?
yeah, see what's going on. So
Yeah, I can see that.
uh,
Yeah, keep doing it, man. It's been what? How long has it been since you started streaming
uh,
beyond the NFT?
beyond the NFT specifically, I think it like started like actually like last week of March back in 2022. So little
Very
over
nice.
2 years now.
Some solid consistency, dude.
Yeah, we doing the damn thing. Um, and I've also been considering like maybe I should consider having like on top of like these 8 p.m. Monday night shows, also have like kind of like a earlier show, earlier time slot. That way, like it could be something where like we can invite friends from all over the world, and they wouldn't have to like be staying up to like 2 a.m. to to be a
Yeah,
guest.
that's a good point. That's definitely been one of the bigger challenges is like when. When is the time of the day to get everyone together?
Hmm.
And there's not really an answer outside of just being all over the calendar or all over the day, the schedule as much as you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do what we can, you know?
Exactly. Alright. But like yeah, considering an early time slot as well, um, and like not even make it as serious. Like I need to do this this time slot every week. Like kind of like have it open for anyone that lives in those earlier time zones in the UTC
So
time
like,
zone.
yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
So like as it is currently, so this show happens and then it stays on Twitch for like a little bit of time, right? Or something like that before it gets like, doesn't it get like archived or something at some point where, how does that work?
Okay, so yeah, I do have my VODs turned on for Twitch and Kick. The way that it works is that it will have the saved VOD for about like 3 months. Once you've gotten to like 3 months worth of content, the like once it's like 3 months, it'll start to like disappear. So,
Got you.
like the reason why I like having my streaming to YouTube is because I like in YouTube there's this tab like in your channel that's called
Yeah.
podcasts, and I have it set up so that like I have a Beyond the NFT podcast like playlist there, and I have it set so that every time I go live, the recording goes straight to that playlist. So
Okay, that's cool.
it's hands
So just like
free.
libraries it automatically.
Hmm.
That's sick. Yeah.
And since kind of like how you noticed when we were starting the show, I start the YouTube stream like as for starting the show. So it's like you wouldn't have to wait like maybe 20-30 minutes to before the show starts, like because like if you look at the Twitch
Yeah,
VOD, all
it's
that
already
is
live.
all that is added.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
I,
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's cool that YouTube offers that, like makes that available like that.
Hmm.
Because that's like one thing that's like I think very like important to like what you're doing is like to be able to hold on to like those past shows, you know what I mean? The recordings of them in one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to know my biggest blooper when it comes to all that?
What?
Just thinking about it. Do you remember when I interviewed Burton Morris?
Yes, I do.
And for anyone that doesn't know Burton Morris,
Is it
for
gone? Is that show?
it,
Is that interview gone, dude?
yes,
You're not about to tell me that. No way.
yes,
No way.
it is gone. So I had the opportunity to interview world-renowned American pop artist Burton Morris on Beyond the NFT once. He, if you're not familiar with his work, he specializes in like pop art, sort of like this that you're seeing. He was like the kind of like one of the first to kind of get famous for this kind of work. And also, if you've ever watched the show Friends, his art was displayed on Friends on the Friends cast. Let me see if I can get the image huge. No, it looks like I can't. On the Friends.
Did they
Hmm?
did they swap it out every once in a while? Like it was like they featured a different piece like
Yes,
periodically.
yes. Periodically, like this one right here, the Statue of Liberty is one of them.
Yeah.
There was the T or the. Oops, let me go back here. There was the teacup one that he. Oh, right here, that he used to put up as well.
Oh yeah.
And there were many others like throughout the all the years that Friends was live or broadcasting. They always had a piece of Burton's art in the background. Always. So
He took like commissions from like people in like presidency and stuff too, didn't he? Like wasn't he doing like that's I don't know. I'm glad you got to have the experience of being able to interview him, but I'm sorry. But
it breaks my heart every time I think about it. I lost the recording. But yeah,
yeah.
he before Stan Lee passed away, he had because he was very close with Stan Lee, the creator of Marvel. That's what Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he created Marvel. Here he is with Stan Lee, giving him like an Iron Man, Spider Man. There's a Hulk and all that. There's Spider Man with a picture portrait with Stan Lee. Oh god, that's so awesome.
That's hilarious.
But he also, yeah, before Stan Lee passed away, he had Burton gifted him a Silver Surfer piece that he had made, and
Oh, that's so cool.
Stan Lee hung it over his desk until he passed away. Like,
Yo, that's awesome. Look at is that like a custom canvas?
yeah,
Like it's
yeah, look, it
that's
pops.
so sick.
Like, you see,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, amazing creator.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe I should hit him up sometime and be like, "Yo, you want to come back on Beyond the NFT?"
Get a round two.
Yeah, get around to it. It's been a while. Oh, Yolantis is asking, "How did you lose it?" I am a fucking scrub, Yolantis. That's how I lost it.
No.
Okay, it's because what I just mentioned with Twitch that it saves your VODs for about like a 2 to 3 month period. So I had forgotten to record the interview on my end at the time. This was before I like started using YouTube to kind of be a hands-free version of like having my shows posted. So I was relying on Twitch, and on Twitch I just forgot. I just forgot to save it. That's all it comes down to. Sad moments.
Those, those are those battle scars, dude. This you coming into your own
Yeah,
and the use of your tools and everything. Like that's just it's part of growth. You know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe you can get him on for a second interview eventually.
yeah,
You never know.
like definitely like a huge battle scar. Like right now, I have like one of those like scratches across my eye. It's like you younger content creators. I've seen things. Let me tell you about the time I interviewed Burnt Morris.
Yeah. Hey, I saw it. I was there. I'll validate that it happened.
Okay, at least
Definitely.
I have someone that will validate. Yes, yes, this did happen. Sinful's not lying. Then you know, like if I was one of those individuals that, okay, I personally think of it as like tacky, like, but and on the other side, it's like that's how you promote yourself. Like if I'm one of those individuals that like anytime I get to like I name drop people that I've interviewed, like yeah, like the validation would come a long way. Like it's like, oh yeah, join us. Imagine my weekly posts, like, yeah, join us for Beyond the NFT. This is a show where I've interviewed Burton Morris and the founder of Hyperfi and Spotty Wi-Fi and all these people. I've interviewed all of them. Um, like,
It's just your go-to promo. It's
yeah, that
I mean, I feel like there's probably like a tasteful way to do that. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that wording. Tasteful way to do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
every
sure.
time I
I'm
try to
sure.
shill, I try to be tasteful.
I'm sure Burton Morris, being that Burton Morris willingly came onto your show, would have no problem with you being like, "Yeah, I tattooed the fuck. I interviewed Burton Morris." So probably all right. Be like, "Hey, dude, can I name drop you as a regular promo type of thing? You cool with that?"
Oh, always. Always name drop. I mean, I'd name drop you all the time, Josh. I'm sorry, but but like, okay, let's even go back to like the people that I do name drop are the individuals that are like, not many people know about them. So the people that I want you to know about, those are the people I name drop.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
dig it. I dig it. I trust the process. I'm glad you're still here. You're still here doing it, dude. Even though you're Burnt Morris, you're holding it down.
We out here, man. We out here. But yeah, I mean, I've learned those are just like you mentioned, a battle scar, something that I've learned through doing this all the time. Like one very important thing: protect your content. And
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah, yeah. But dude, we've been fucking hitting it hard this entire time. I haven't had a Beyond the NFT this long in a while, so I think this could be a good time to close, like to start winding down, and
Yeah.
kind of like in I guess let's keep it on for at least 5 more minutes. If anyone has a question for Josh, feel free to drop it into the Twitch chat, and I will read it out for him. And until I see any questions or time to wind down, I guess I will come back to you, Josh. If anyone wants to connect, if anyone wants to connect with you or like collaborate or just say hi, like what is the best way to reach you?
I mean, I'm on Twitter. I got Discord. Um, I don't know, Warcast. Basically, all the usual social stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to send me a message. I know, like sometimes I don't know exactly how it works, but if I'm not following you or you're not following me or something, like direct messages like go into like another folder or something
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. But either way, if anything, also, you know, if you're in touch with Simple, let him know that you're trying to get a hold of me, and he'll let me know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen for sure. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I see. Existence has a question, but he wants to ask it off air. So
Okay.
Let's see how to do. Yolantis's reply to like hearing how I lost Burton Moore's content is so sorry for your loss. It is a
My
great loss.
condolences. My condolences for your loss.
Make is asking when Josh tat. Like what Make would you like to physically get tattooed by our friend Josh here?
Let's get it, mate. Hit me up. If I'm ever in the East Coast, upper East Coast area, I'll come find you.
I'm trying to think. I think perhaps Make may be in the Midwest. He'll probably,
Oh, really?
yeah, he'll probably correct us. For all we know, he's probably in the East Coast. Actually,
Oh,
I think he is in the West. Might be in the West Coast because like he has a.
I mean, without divulging too much of Make's, I'll say this because it's actually apparently not true. But I thought Make was in New York, but it looks like he might be elsewhere.
Well, Make was in New York in the last week. I know that he.
Oh, that was a temporary thing.
Yes, he went
Okay.
to. I know he tried to go visit CK before they they departed from New York on their journey with RuPaul, or not RuPaul's, DragCon. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so yeah,
Uh,
I really hope he got
I'm
to
gonna have
say
to.
hi.
I'm definitely. I don't know what day or when exactly yet, but I'm definitely gonna make a trip down to LA sometime this month and visit a little bit. Try to. I know. I think AJ is helping CK with some of the drag con stuff, and I know Raston's in Southern California. Dr. Drip.
Hmm.
Who else? Tony is in Southern California. Who knows? I would love to see anybody I can, but yeah, I would like to go down to LA and have a day, maybe a beach day or something.
Hmm.
So
That would be awesome.
it'd
And
be cool.
dude, I know that for this DragCon, definitely find out the dates. Like, and if you really like can make it, like I highly recommend that you do. Like, I know that Odd Job is flying from the Midwest to California
Yeah,
for this. So, man, Odd Job is a spectacular human being. I don't know if you've gotten to meet him in person yet, but
not in person yet. No,
I
no.
I will
But I've
tell
I've
you.
spent quite a bit of time with Odd Job, and I've
Yeah.
learned lots from Odd Job. And Odd
Hmm.
Job is a stand-up human in my book.
Yep. I will tell you that this man, he is just as warm in person as he is like whenever we hang out with him. Like, just a loving human being. So.
Yeah, I would only imagine so. I'm glad to hear it though, definitely.
Let's see. Oh, and Make says that he's in Denver, so maybe a tattoo is a possibility.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And Denver's a lot closer than New York, so
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Exactly. We'll give you like an excuse to go hiking for a couple weeks or something
go
if you hit.
go see the Rockies.
Exactly, man. Yeah, Colorado is just a beautiful state. Like, I've been there
Yeah,
once,
I've
and
been I've drove through Colorado a couple times, but I've never really spent a lot of time in Colorado. So it would be cool to go to Colorado.
yep, same. Like, I probably my trip was probably like 2-3 days in Colorado, and what we did was like drive around different cities and towns and stuff like that. And I will tell you that like everywhere was beautiful. Like, I like, okay. And Brandon Manis, if you're listening, you're probably gonna be like, hey, but like, okay, everything was beautiful except for Aurora, which kind of like was kind of crazy to kind of notice how like when you land at the airport, like you have to drive through Aurora to get to the city of Denver. And when I was driving through Aurora in my Uber, like I was looking at it, it was looking all gray, like the grass was like not green, and yeah, it wasn't looking like there was a lot of life. But the moment you got to like the sign that said "Welcome to Denver," like literally, like the line was like the cutoff. It went from gray to everything green and beautiful. I was like, what the hell? Why can't you just like work on the whole road?
It's interesting. I would think a place like Aurora would be a very colorful type of place.
Aurora, yes. Yeah, I would think so too, but maybe perhaps there are like beautiful areas within Aurora, and I just didn't get to drive through them. Nope, no, never
Maybe
mind, never mind. Yolanta says, "LOL, Aurora sucks. I lived there once."
validation. Thank you, Yolanda.
Validation.
I will avoid Aurora.
Yes. I do remember like in Aurora, I was going to like a smoke shop, which was like in some sort of like train yard, and me and my friend were feeling like we were gonna get jumped at any moment now. So we tried
That's
to,
not a good feeling.
yeah, we tried not to like walk too far from the what you may call it, the dispensary. Like, stay around establishments.
Where people could see you.
Yeah, where people can watch me get jumped.
Use the buddy system.
Yeah, exactly.
Use the
Alrighty.
buddy system.
Mm.
But yeah, existence. I'll talk to you more about that. Absolutely.
For sure. And yeah,
Talk to you about
yeah, I guess it's 11 p.m. Eastern here. Perfect time to close down. Any final words you would like to leave our friends with? Comments, concerns? All concerns go to Kanessa, though, even though she's not here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, no concerns. You know what I mean, Vanessa?
You're
Keep
good?
doing what you're doing. I see you rising in the world. I'm happy to see it. Um, but yeah, no, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening and rest of the week. Thanks for joining us and listening.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for being my guest this week. Like, it's always
Yeah, man.
it's always like awesome how like I feel. Oh, oh my god, everyone's gonna probably cringe here. I feel like Joe Rogan, man, because like there are the guests that I can have on that are like first time that I'm meeting them, and we're learning about their art and stuff like that, and or learning about what they do. And then there are individuals like you and Make and CK and Odd Job and a handful of others, Rustan, that like I can have on the show and we can just bullshit for hours. And
Yeah, it's fun.
it's my favorite thing. Like like
Great.
like if this were my job, I'd be the luckiest man on earth.
No, it's good because like I've never been like real confident. Like I've never felt like a confident speaker. But like it's nice. There's like an element of this in particular that's like it does feel like roots and home, and like the fact that you're the one interviewing it definitely helps. Like I know for a fact we find ourselves in a voice channel anyways, like bullshitting about all of this at some point. So doing it here and sharing it with more people is really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool opportunity, dude. Speaking on this show and speaking at the few times that I have in like CBD Twitter Spaces, like those experiences have like helped me to like develop my own like level of personal confidence to even do those kinds of things. So I'm like super appreciative and like thank you for having me on the show tonight again.
Hey man, you're always welcome back on, and yeah, like anytime, even like you wanna come on, just you know where to reach me, you know how to find me, and
I
we'll
do.
get that
Yes,
going.
sir.
Um,
Alrighty. Thank you.
let's see. I thought I saw someone say something that I wanted to repeat. Oh, Yolantis looks like or Yolantis has another art show this coming Sunday in Denver. So if any of you are in
Oh, nice.
Denver, like definitely hit up Yolantis and get some more information about that. Um, interview, and yeah, I guess this this will end today's show. Mew Rogan. Fluffy Pony just called me Mew Rogan.
Let's go.
I'm sure some of you, when I said that, you guys went, ugh. You're not like Joe Rogan Mew. You are Mew. You're your own creature. uh, yeah, thank you everyone for joining today's space. And yeah, if you're here on Decentraland with us, stand by and we will. I'll throw on some TV and we can watch together and kind of finish off this evening, watching TV.
Gotta get
And
my
chilling.
after party snacks ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. After party snacks, after party smoke, drink,
Yep.
whatever the poison is, make sure to get it. And yeah, I'll probably play some Letter Kenny here shortly.
Let's go. Awesome. Thanks again, Simple.
No, thank you. And yeah, anyone that wants to hang out, we will be in the community building, the Decentraland Discord, in the party chat, and then and yeah, if you'd like, you can join us there. We'll be watching the show. We'll be watching TV along with just chatting and stuff like that. Would love to have you all. Take care, everyone, and yeah, stand by. I'm gonna raid some streamers and close